Hi, I'm Gina Tabrizy, licensed marriage and family therapist, and I'm coming to you live from New Directions for Women in beautiful Costa Mesa, California, in case you're familiar. Thanks for joining us today. We hope to be bringing these to you more regularly and talk about topics that might be important, things that you're working on, things that you might need to know more about, whether you're a client, a family, a friend of a friend, or whether you're a colleague. So today we thought we would tackle a little bit why trauma in early addiction treatment. So this is very controversial. As long as I've been in the field for 33 years, I have always worked with, dealt with, and dived into trauma from day one that I meet a patient. And meeting them where they're at, literally. So when they come into treatment, post-detox, the very first day in residential treatment, I would tackle trauma. So what would happen is people around me would say, oh my God, why are you doing that? Why are you going there? Put a plug in the jug, don't stir that up. It's gonna trigger, it's gonna make them relapse. I know, and I need you to know, that you can't make anybody relapse. You don't have that kind of power over another human being's life, okay? Physiological, biological, spiritual, and emotional reasons drive them towards that relapse that you are absolutely powerless over. But what I have learned in 33 years of practice is this: nothing is going to drive someone harder into their addiction than carrying around a whole bunch of baggage of trauma. The more that unresolved trauma carries with them, the more they are riddled with depression, anxiety, guilt, shame, fear, loneliness, self-doubt, and self-loathing. And if they have those symptoms, that is a beautiful recipe for somebody to pick up and take a drink or use a substance to get out of that pain and numb. The motto of the addict is to numb oneself, which is contrary to human beings' nature, to be alive and to feel and to experience life fully. But for them, the pain is so great they can't tolerate it and they don't want to feel fully. So that's what the substances are about. Well, guess what? Trauma feeds that. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to remember it. I don't want to feel it. I don't want to relive it. I don't want to be there. So when you get someone sober in the beginning of their treatment and you hold their hand through their trauma and you have them express, talk about it, visualize it, write about it, tell the story about it, and they can tolerate it sober with your support as a clinician, as a team, as other professionals that are working with this patient or this client. When you're doing that work, then they learn, wait a second, that didn't kill me. Wait a second, I didn't relapse. I didn't go back out just because I told the story. What I literally did was weep. What I literally did was grieve. What I literally did was get angry and be empowered and tell my story to other people who then supported me and say, that wasn't okay and that wasn't your fault. So the story of trauma is about getting to the other side and becoming self-empowered and knowing it is not your fault and that you can't change that past, but you can certainly change the present moving forward. You don't have to drink behind your trauma. You don't have to use behind your trauma. So for us here at New Directions, we will continue to address, uncover, discover, explore, and resolve trauma during the time that you're with us. I'm not saying we're going to take care of all of it, but we are going to hit the highlights of the things that you've been carrying around for decades that fuel that desire in you to get loaded. And so our treatment, our goal is for you to explore, to release, and to let go so that you can finally put the trauma to rest and let it live in your past instead of continuing to follow you in your present. I hope that helped you today. I hope you send your comments, questions, and any other topics you might want to hear from me here at New Directions for Women. I thank you for being here today.